Welcome to our new feature that has been added to Property Suite, the ability to download listing documents from our property broker's website. So let's take a look at the process of what will need to happen in Property Suite and on the property broker's website in order for this to work properly. So if we take a look at the admin role and in the listing stage and in the listing details, there is now an expanded view of what was available previously. Previously, they had the ability to add builders reports, etc., which just belonged to that listing internally. We've now renamed these to say private and internal documents. So any of these documents that are loaded here, plus any general attachments, will be held internally and not available on the website. This new section down below here, public available on PB websites. So this includes the property broker's website, plus any agent who has their own website with property brokers. So any of these documents can be attached by the administrator, scanned and attached. And if you have the correct access, you can go and attach documentation throughout the listing process under the attachments section up the top here and in here. But we do recommend that you have the administrators load this for you in the listing detail. So once the administrator has loaded the listing to the website, these documents will then be made available for viewing. So now let's go and have a look on our property broker's website, pretending we're a prospective buyer. So we'll have a look at this listing. Now over here on the right hand side, you'll see request information files. So they come into here and then they'll put in their details. Once the prospective buyer has filled in all the required information there, they can then tick over here, I acknowledge and understand and accept these terms of supply. And you can see here that it tells you the files that have been made available for this particular property. So if I click submit, then the buyer will get this message displaying to them, thanking them for their request and advising that the agent will be in contact with them further. So once the prospective buyer has clicked the submit button and they've sent through the request for the files for the property, an email is then sent to the listing agent. And that's if the buyer has requested the files via the property broker's website. If the request has come from an agent's website, then the owner of that website will then receive the email. So this is the email that the agent will receive. It will include all of the details that were completed on the form by the prospective buyer. So it's recommended that the agent goes and adds that contact into their database, and would probably also then want to add it as an interest on a vendor report. And then when the agent's ready, they just click the submit button, and that will then trigger an email to be sent back to the prospective buyer. So then this is the email that the buyer receives, which also indicates that the agent will be giving them a call to see if they have any further questions. And then the prospective buyer can download the files here. And here we go. Here's a copy of the title, etc., etc. So they just click those to download. And that is our great little new feature of how prospective buyers are now able to download attachments via our website. What's the current status of downloading attachments in Property Suite? The current status is that you are able to load files up to 25 megabytes in size, and over and above our buyers registering via the website at the moment, we also have Property Suite developers looking at the ability to provide a hyperlink in an email format where we can send out larger files. But they're still working on this, and this hasn't yet been completed.